Taking your nice comfortable seat. Eyes are closed. And if your hips feel super tight, you can sit on a block or a pillow or a bolster and elevate those hips and drop your weight into the mat. And start to regulate your breath. Consciously letting the belly expand fully and letting the shoulders melt. Giving yourself kudos for showing up today. Our self-care time is super easy to put it off or reschedule. So honor right now that you are here today, honoring and loving your body. Noticing if you feel anything in the shoulders. Can you start to soften in the face? And I invite you to, keeping your eyes closed, just with your eyeballs, look left and right, kind of reset, look up and down. And just notice any strain in our eyes from looking at screens. And a reminder that at any given moment throughout today, where you start to feel overwhelmed or overstimulated, closing the eyes in itself just immediately pulls you in. So today's practice, consciously be aware of opening up in the body. So every time we do a certain move and we repeat it, notice if you've created more space. And in our yoga practice, we're never completely still. There's always some energetic pull. So even in my downward facing dog, there's still an essence of lifting from the hips, pressing away from the floor. And I want you to think about that as you're seated right now. I may be seated, but I'm lengthening through the spine. I just got like 2 to 3 inches taller. And partner that with your breath. And take this moment to make your commitment, your decision of how you want to show up today. Yeah, I like that. Make a decision of how you want to show up today. Maybe it's patience, maybe it's presence, maybe it's trust in yourself or your source, your God, whoever you believe in. And be mindful as we move today. I just got this vision of like clouds, probably because of the music, but a lightness to our practice. So there will be certain things, it might feel like some work in the body, but how can you find softness at the same time? Deep breath in through the nose. Deep exhale, let it go. And then feel free to just roll your wrist here a little bit. You can keep the eyes closed. Just notice if you feel a stretch on the top of the hand, flexing through the wrist. Open up the hands. And play with the fingers, a little dancer moment. And just a little shake. Let it all go. If you're seated on something, invitation to remove it. I'm going to start with a lovely neck here. So sitting up nice and tall, bringing one hand to the earth, and then one hand on the head. Ooh, careful here. So try not to just yank it, but gradually peeling apart. And there's some opposition here. So this hand is down to the floor. As I pull the head away, I get this nice stretch. You want to be mindful of this shoulder not creeping up. So pull that shoulder down. Gentle inhale, lift up through center. We're going to switch other hand down. Ooh, this side. And you keep pulling away as this hand keeps pulling opposite direction. Softening and breathing there. Good, and then slowly release. Both hands to the floor. Look to your right. Nice stretch here, shoulders are down. And then look to your left. And then I invite you to continue the neck circle. You can go all the way around. Sometimes I skip the back and I just rock side to side, feeling whatever I feel in the upper back. Being gentle. Moving slowly, we have a tendency to want to rush these neck circles, and you don't want to do that. You might pull something, so be gentle. Cool, cool, cool. Nice. Good, release the hands, inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms down. Nice and slow, inhale, reach. We'll pick up the pace later. For now, move slow, exhale. Good, and inhale, reach. Exhale, opposite hand to the opposite knee. Twist over, look over the back shoulder. Sit up nice and tall. Keep continuing that twist. Imagine there's a yardstick down your spine, and you want the whole spine on the yardstick. So try not to collapse here. Good, turn your head to the front. This is funny, last time I was like, exorcist. Turn your head to the front. Reach the other arm up. Oh yeah. Side body. See how far you can go without lifting the hips. Oof. Maybe take the arm behind. See what that feels like. And then take that hand carefully to the other knee, if that's available. If it's not available, you can come in here a little bit. And you're just gonna pull your belly back, and I'm pulling on my knees for opposition. Woo. And I feel this nice stretch in my upper back and the traps. And then inhale, reach. Good. Or inhale, lift. Good, let's take that one more time. Draw the navel in. Feeling the sensation. And then inhale, lift up. Just noticing if you're tight here. And then reach the arms, the hands off the knees. And go like this. Or if you have full eagle arms, you're gonna wrap palm to palm. Okay? So try not to break the wrists like this. Keep the fingers lifted. And here, my shoulders are down the back and my elbows are gonna lift up. Now, if that's not available for you, you can just keep them like this. But here, I'm gonna inhale, lift up, elbows up, shoulders down. And then exhale, draw it in. And exhale. And then release, shake it out. Oh yeah. And I'm gonna turn back. Good. Then I want you to uncross your legs so the other leg is underneath. Reset. Sit up nice and tall, y'all. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take your twist the other way. Opposite hand to the knee, other hand behind you. Look over the back shoulder. Sit up nice and tall. Try not to collapse here. Lifting, lengthening, twisting. And then turn your head to the front. Lift the other arm. Good. Oh yeah, and then reach opposite side. Feel that. So try not to try to really reach. Sorry for, I don't know, I'm doing so many sound effects. But reach, we don't want murmur. Reach good, and then take the arm behind. And back. And then continue that hand to the knee. If this does not feel good, come here. And pull the belly back. Round the spine. Shoulders down. And then inhale, lift up through the chest. We'll do this one more time. Remember, there's no right or wrong way. Go back. And lift. Good. Release your hands off the knees. Shoulders down, away from the ears. I can see on these little boxes, some of you are like, pull it down, and then take it, like we're about to tut. And then if you'd like, wrap palm to palm, shoulders down. And we're gonna inhale, lift up through the elbows. Do what feels good. Don't push too hard if it doesn't feel good. Everything here is an invitation. You can completely skip this. Exhale. We're opening up our shoulders here. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Just kidding. That was the last one because we only did 2 on the other side. And release. Shake it out. Good. Hands on the shoulders. Sit nice and tall. And then, just see how this feels to twist side to side as I find a new track. Keep breathing. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Yeah. Keep swishy. Yes. It feels silly. First time I did it, I was like, what is this? But then it's like, oh, this feels good. Twisty, twisty. And release. Shake it out. Thumbs up. Are you okay? You feel a little more open? And you can still hear my voice? Okay, cool. So bring the feet out in front. I'm gonna go this way so it's not such a... Legs in front, hands behind you, fingertips facing your hips. And they're nice wide legs here, and I'm just gonna slowly, windshield wiper. I'm gonna try to take that knee down all the way. And I'm not collapsed here, so still lifting up. Inhale, lift your center. Exhale, drop the knee. Ooh. So you feel this down the quad, in a little bit into the hip flexor, perhaps even into the psoas, and then come back through center, other way. If you want to hang out here, I invite you to go a little lower. If that feels good. If it doesn't, stay up here. Okay. Breathe. And then when you're ready, come back up, come through center. We'll do the other side. Hang out here just a little bit more. Notice how that feels. Maybe your knee doesn't go down, but still feel this right here. And back through center, and slowly push yourself up and reach forward, collapse the back. And this literally looks like the starting position of a contemporary dance. Just allow your body to fall over. Maybe rock the head left and right. Breathe. Good, and then inhale, slowly rise up. Cool, cool, cool. All right, you're gonna meet me at your table. So hands underneath those knees underneath those hips. Spread the fingers wide, really wide. Middle finger straight on. And you want to lift away from the floor. So I'm not collapsing here just yet, but draw the navel in. There's an activation. Feet are pressed into the floor. On your own time, take some cow cats, dropping the belly. Inhale, looking up as high as you can. Exhale, scooping the navel in, round in the spine. Ooh. Feel free to add some little shapes there. And again, drop the belly, inhale, cow. Good, exhale, scoop it in. And again. And cat. And then from your cat, I invite you to take this head to tailbone connection, making some undulations, AKA waves and circles through the body, where you just continue head to tailbone. That's new to you, it may feel a little awkward. Just go with it. Just think head to tailbone, and you can reverse. You can make C curves. You can look at your tail and look at the other side of your tail. Good. And then from here, you're gonna walk your palms just a little bit more forward. And you're gonna rock your hips down into an upward facing dog, kind of, but my knees aren't lifted just yet, so keep the knees down and make sure the shoulders are down into the back. And then this is for one of our friends that said hips, so push the hips to the left, or it doesn't matter which side, through child's pose, to the right, and then back to upward facing dog. And then you're gonna reverse, take the hips to the other side. Think the hip bone is drawing on the outside of our mat all the way. And you can play with that. So play here a little bit, hang out in some spots. Ugh, nice big circles. Good, so I'm not rushing here today, especially, I know a lot of us are a little more tired than normal. Okay, take your knees as wide as the mat. Ta-ta, bring your toes back, sink the hips all the way back. And you're gonna reach those fingertips forward, resting the forehead down. If the forehead doesn't reach the mat, you can place a block underneath your forehead. But here, we wanna sink the hips far back into the heels as the fingertips reach forward. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Hanging out here for a few breaths. Remember what we said about taking up space, noticing how we are starting to get longer and stronger. Inhale, lift the head up. Press back up, bring the knees back underneath you, and bring the hands back underneath you. Okay, tuck your toes here. We're just gonna do a floating table, lift your knees up for a hot second, drawing the navel in, waking up the body a little bit. And if you'd like to play here, maybe you lift one leg up, play with that, and then you can switch. Finding that mobility and strength here, balance, good. One more time, lift one leg up. Notice how that feels. And if you really want to go fancy, maybe you lift one leg and one arm up at the same time. Switch, yes. Woo. And release. Good. From here, going back to the theme of head, basically the whole body, I'll say. We're gonna take our first puppy stretch. It's really good for shoulders. So my back half of my body doesn't move. I'm gonna walk my fingertips as far as I can. And then I have some options here. I take my forehead to the ground. I can take my chin to the ground. Whatever mobility you have in your shoulders or your chest, up to you. But here we want the hips pulling back. So take a deep breath in, deep breath out, reach the fingertips forward as the lower half of the body pulls back. Notice what you feel here in your shoulders. Soften in the shoulders, actually. And then I invite you, if your elbows are a little closer to the head, draw the palms together and make a little shark fin behind your head. So we're in like a prayer position behind our head. This gets a little deeper in those shoulders.
So in yoga, in this practice, be mindful of your breath. Make sure you're not holding it in the harder stuff. That's where you want to breathe out. Good. Slowly release your hands back down. Lift your head up. Bring the hands back underneath you. And we'll take our first plank, giving our knees a little break. So you always have options here. Everything's an invitation. Nothing's an obligation. So if we do anything that does not feel good for you today, don't do it. So if this plank doesn't feel good, you can drop the knees. If your wrists don't like this, you can take a forearm plank. But right now, we're just hanging out in plank. And I want you to rock forward and back on those toes. Waking up the upper body, waking up the abdominals. Forward and back, keeping that nice long spine. Yes, forward, back. E. E. Good, drop the knees. We're gonna do half chaturanga push-up. Drop the knees to the earth. Draw the elbows in and lower the body down to the earth, keeping the 90 degrees. Release the feet. Push the shoulders away. Inhale, lift up, cobra. Exhale. Release, tuck the toes. We're gonna take our first downward facing dog. So without moving your feet and your hands, can you press up? Keeping the hands and feet where they're at and meet me in downward facing dog. Now walk the dog, shake the head left and right. Feel the stretch in the back of the legs. And what we want here is a nice neutral spine. So if you have a hypermobile back, you might have to work a little harder to not divvy in the lower back. But here my shoulder blades are drawing down my spine. We're gonna take a spinal wave here. So meet me in downward facing dog. You may notice my heels aren't down right now, and that's fine. I'm gonna lift the heels up, draw the navel into the spine, roll through the body, meet me in plank. Yeah. Yes, good. Breathe. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the dog, pedal the feet one at a time. Check your hands, are they in the same line? Is the middle finger straight on? Stay there. Breathe, shake the head a little bit left and right. I invite you to bend your knees here and scooch the hips high to the sky and then drop the heels. All right, spinal wave, here we go again. Lifting from the heels, lift through the belly, lift through the torso, lift through the shoulders, meet me back into your plank. Good. Rock forward, drop the knees. Lower the body down to the floor. Release the feet. Inhale, lift up, cobra. Rise up to upward facing dog. Shoulders down into the back. Lift your kneecaps off the floor, hips off the floor, and then you're gonna roll through your feet if you can. Wah! If not, do what you need for your feet. That rolling through the feet took me a while when I got into yoga, so your choice. Then from here, slowly walk your feet to your hands. We're building up heat at this point. Yep. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Grab your elbows, rock side to side. Feel the stretch in the back of the legs. Neck is heavy. Shake the head a little bit. Enjoy the music, enjoy the movement and the heat. And then I invite you to bring the hands behind your lower back. If it's available, clasp the fingers, push it up to the sky, and then reach those fingers a little more. Letting the neck be loose. Notice the sensation in the hammies. And I'm never hyperextended in my legs, so there's a soft bend in my knees. You don't want to snap anything. And release your hands. Bend the knees here nice and deep. Belly laying on top of the thighs. Yes, sir. Inhale, lift the hips up. Bend the knees again. Belly on the thighs. And then from here, slow, rising, articulating through the spine, stacking the vertebrae. Little by little. All the way up to standing. And shake it out. Y'all okay? I love it. Y'all just started moving on your own. Thumbs up if you're good.
Okay. Look at my hair, alfalfa over here. Okay, hold on. Shake it out, roll the wrist, roll the ankles. Actually, let's do that for some ankle folk. So I do this a lot in my dance form, but you're just gonna extend one leg in front of you and find that nice tall spine. If you need to hold on to something, feel free. Whoa, hello balance. I just roll that ankle one way and then the other way. Remember, if you need balance, you can hold on to something. Flex and point through the foot. Over the first 2 toes. Good, and then just carry the leg to the side. Just shake a little bit, let it be a little loose ankle. Shake it behind you. See how your center of gravity changes depending on where your leg is. Good, and man, time flies. Shift your weight to the other leg. Then bring that other leg in front of you. Roll the ankle one way, the other. Flex and point through the foot. Good, and then carry the leg to the side. How does that change your balance? Can you keep your hips facing front? Don't turn your hips back. Yeah. Keeping your hips front, take it behind. I feel like I took a couple of dance classes last month, so it's that whole loose foot thing. All right, play with balance. And shake it out. Dance it out. Hey! Yes. Let's build up some ankle strength, some calf strength here. I'm gonna play a little bit. I'll face you, but I'm just gonna turn sideways. So my feet are parallel. And let's just do hands on the hips. You're gonna draw up through the navel. And you want to be over your first 2 to 3 toes. Try not to sickle the ankles. We're just gonna rise up. 1, 2, lower down, 2. And you can go on beat of the music. Again, lift up, 2, down. Draw the navel in. Maybe play with your arms. Doesn't have to be like me, but you know, ballet dancer. So you'll get some of that. Can you take it to single count? Rise up and down. Inhale, lift. Woo! Hello, calves. Haven't worked these in a bit. Yeah, up and down. 4 more. 4 and down. Let's go. 3 and down. 2. Careful if you're on the carpet. Right here. Oh, find your center of gravity. All right, I'm gonna hold here. We're gonna do one little bar-inspired move. You're gonna root your tailbone down as the knees go forward, finding your center of gravity, shoulders stacked over the hips. Breathe, balance, and then play with different arm shapes to kind of throw off your balance a little bit. So my knees are forward, my tailbone is down, and release, shake it out. Is that good for the ankles a little bit, my friend? Awesome. We're gonna take a half sun salutation. I'll move the laptop once we get back down on our mat. Okay. All right. All right, all good. Shake it out. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold all the way. Where's your weight? Shift your weight to your toes. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Lengthen, exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, root to rise. Arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to prayer. One more just like that before we do a full sun salutation. Inhale, reach up. Take care of your body. Exhale, take up space, take up space, take up space, take up space, take up space. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. I feel the sensation in my calves and hammies here. Exhale, release. Bend the knees. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands to prayer. All right, full sun salutation. If you haven't done one in a while, all good, I'll walk you through. You can always skip
A way to get around the vinyasa portion is to go from plank to downward dog. That's just to honor your own body, okay? Here we go. Inhale, reach. Exhale, I'm gonna go slow. Forward, fold. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. So my hands are on my shins or my thighs. Yep. Notice this. Good. Exhale, hands to the floor. In the same line. You can step or hop back to your plank. Yes, I'm gonna scoot back so I don't hit anything. From here, you can take full chaturanga, dandasana, or you can take the variation that we dropped our knees to the earth, and then exhale, downward facing dog. So if you don't know how to do the chaturanga dandasana, no worries. I'll show you another variation you can do. Pedal the feet, lengthen in your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky, keeping the hips squared off. Let's take our right knee to the right elbow. Just a little bit of work here. Right knee to right elbow, touch and hold. Yes. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, right knee to the nose, cheetah. So you're in plank position. Then bring that right foot in between the hands. Rise up, pivot the back foot, meet me in warrior two. Yeah, so warrior two. Your hips are facing the wide side of the mat. Back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. 90-degree shape here. I skipped the lunge today. So we're just in warrior two. You're gonna look over those front fingertips. Now make sure shoulders stacked over ribs, over hips. Breathe, let's lengthen and strengthen here. So inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. One more. Yep. Reach forward, reverse your warrior. Take one hand to the thigh or the shin and reach back. Press your feet into the mat. Inhale, lift, exhale. Take that forearm to the thigh. Palm up to the sky. You want to peel this rib cage back. Ooh, feel that stretch in the side body. And reach here. So deepen in that lunge. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands back down to your lunge. This time, drop the back knee to the earth. All right? If you need props here, this is where you would use blocks underneath your hands. I'm not gonna use it so you can see my hands. And I'm gonna scooch you back to a half splits. So I went from here, push the hips back, lengthen in that front leg, toes towards the shin, and then here, reaching the chest forward, nice stretch in the legs. Breathe. Yeah, good, come back to your lunge. Release the back foot, so now I'm on the top of the foot. I'm gonna take this arm inside of the leg and take a nice twist. Oh yeah, reach. Exhale, bring the hands back down. You're gonna tuck the back toe. You're gonna bring that right foot back to downward facing dog. Oh. Bend the knees, look to the top of your mat. Step or hop your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale. Hands to prayer. Take a deep breath in and out, or a sip of water if you need it. Y'all doing okay? Yeah? Honor the body, especially, if you haven't done yoga in a while, it's gonna feel a little cray-cray. And that's okay. All right, we're gonna do that whole thing. Other side, and then we'll start to cool down. You're in Tadasana, mountain pose. Stand up tall, here we go. Full sun salutation. Bend the knees, inhale, reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Let the neck be loose. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to the floor. You can step or hop your way to plank. Yogi's choice to do the full chaturanga, or you can do the variation of dropping the knees, lowering the body down. Inhale, rise up, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lengthen through the spine. Walk the dog. Let the neck be loose. All right, it's a lot of cues here, so I don't want to overwhelm you, but imagine straight spine. Here we go, left side. Inhale, lift that left leg up nice and high to the sky. Exhale, lift through the right heel, left knee to left elbow. Hold. Build some heat here. Yep, you're good. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah. Feel the heat, y'all. Bring that left foot in between the hands. And then you're gonna pivot that back foot to be parallel with the back of the mat as I rise up to warrior two, other side, okay? So here, left knee over the ankle, knife edge of the back foot, parallel to the edge of the mat. Here we go, float 4 times. Inhale, reach. Exhale. 3 more. Nice, strong legs. Ribs are closed. Draw the navel in. 1 more. All right, reverse that warrior. Reach forward. Hand to the shin or the calf or the thigh. Reach. Inhale, lift up. We're gonna take extended side angle. Take the forearm down to the thigh, palm up. Peel the rib cage back. Reach the other arm up. Breathe, lengthen through the side body. Inhale, lift back up to warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands back down to your lunge. So now that back foot is parallel. Drop the back knee, release the foot. Scooch the hips back, half splits, flex through that foot. If your neck feels a little wonky, try to loosen up that neck. Pull the toes towards the shin for a deeper stretch. Lengthen through the spine. Try not to be rounded too much, good. And then bring the hips forward. Take that right hand on the inside of the left leg and lift your left arm up for a nice twist here. Bring the hand back down. Lift your back foot. Bring the left foot to meet the right foot in downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Loosen up the neck. Good, slowly drop the knees to the earth. Knees together, toes together, push the hips back. Rest your forehead down to the mat or a block. Let your arms hang to the side of you to alleviate any shoulder pressure, wrist, and hang there for a few breaths, letting the body recover. You worked hard. We built some heat. And now we're gonna slowly recover. So allow yourself to enjoy this position. If it does not feel good, you can place a pillow underneath your tush or underneath your forehead. Breathing in and breathing out. Soften in the body. Notice how your breath pattern is. Soften in the jaw. Hey. It's all good. It's one of those days. All right. So we are in our child's pose, slowly starting to move out. So bring the hands back underneath you. Slowly rise up. And notice how you feel. Just take a second. Feel a little longer. Perhaps some sweat. I'm sweating. Breathing in, breathing out.
what I was saying here is if this position is not available, you don't have to do this, but a way to alleviate pain is this. Sitting on something. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And then slowly rock forward. Come to your sit bones. Bring the legs in front of you. Sit up nice and tall, Dandasana. It's a seated version of Tadasana. You're gonna flex through the feet, shoulders stacked over ribs, over hips. And if you need some assistance, you can grab those sprox. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold, allowing, ooh, hello, calves. And then here I can lift through the chest. I can pull the toesies back, whatever's available. I have short legs, so this is very easy for me. If you have longer legs, it might be a different case for you. And now this is too easy for you. You can deepen the stretch by taking a block or a pillow and press it behind your feet to pull back. That's a sensation right there. Or you can just rest. Okay? And then slowly rise up. Bring your feet to the floor. And we're just gonna take a quick boat pose. It's been a minute. So boat pose, you wanna sit up nice and tall. Pretend you're moving your car seat back so it keeps the long spine no matter how far back you go. Just draw the navel in, lean back, and then lift one foot up off the floor, 2 feet off the floor. If that's not available, you can bring your fingertips to the earth. But here, let's just build a little bit of heat. So chest is lifted, legs are parallel to the floor. Feel free if you want to do a little coccyx balance play, rocking to one side. I haven't done this in a while. Good, come through center. Yo, it's been a minute. And try again. Yeah. Oh, nice. Nice, y'all. Good. And then slowly lower down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees into the chest. Reach for the elbows, rock left and right, including your head. Extend one leg down, hug one knee into your chest. Roll that ankle. Pull the shoulders down to the mat, elbows down, shoulders down. And we're gonna take a little stretch here. So it's like a half happy baby. I'm gonna take that foot up towards the sky, and I'm gonna reach for whatever's available. So maybe it's the edge of the foot, maybe it's the shin. I'm gonna pull that knee down and open up here, also opening this hip right here. And release the foot. We're gonna take supine twist, opposite hand to the knee. Take it to the opposite side. Maybe your back cracks here. This is probably why I love this. And you're gonna reach the opposite arm, look away from the leg, close the eyes and allow the body to just surrender. So it's a nice, if we think of a wet towel and we're wringing it out, this is what we're doing here. We're wringing it out. Allow that shoulder to soften. Notice if you're holding your breath or holding tension. Can you let go? Slowly come through center. Recalibrate, spine back to the earth. Put that foot down. Bring your hips back underneath you. And switch. Other leg is now down. Other knee is into the chest. Hug it in.
Roll the ankle. Breathe. And then take the foot up to the sky, and we're gonna do that half happy baby. Maybe your elbow goes on the inside of the knee, and you reach for the outside of the foot. If that's not available, just hang out here. Just remembering your body is different every single day. So let go of expectations of what it was supposed to feel like, or what it should be like. Just takes the fun out of it. And release the foot. Doop. Take that opposite hand to the knee. We're going to take supine twist other side. So leg down, look opposite direction. Close the eyes. I will let you go in a little bit. If you gotta hop off now, feel free. So after this, we'll take a quick Shavasana, which is just as important as everything else. Allowing the body to weave in everything we've done. One more breath here. And then slowly slither your way back like a retrograde, reversing. Hips back underneath you. And then take any other stretch here before chill out in Shavasana. So Shavasana can be splayed out in a big X, or if you want to go deeper with the hips, you can take Supta Baddha Konasana, which is butterfly. You have the soles of the feet together and lay here. If that feels really strenuous on your hips, here's a little hack. You can place props underneath the knees, and it allows me to enjoy the stretch without straining. But wherever you are, scooch those shoulders out from underneath you. Let go a little bit, and we'll just be here for like a minute or two. Bask in your awesomeness, as I like to say. Built some heat, you opened up, you moved, you noticed, you breathed. Now I invite you to soften and surrender. Maybe you take a deep inhale and exhale to allow yourself to let go a little bit more. This is your time. This is your practice, your self-care. Your body. You deserve this time. Take a deep breath in and out. Slowly start to wiggle the fingers and toes, ankles, wrists. Rock the head left and right. Notice how that feels. Part the lips to soften the jaw. Or yawn. And then slowly bring your knees to your chest. Do whatever you want here. Sometimes I just rock side to side, letting the legs be loose. Or you can squeeze it, hug it. And then draw the hands underneath the thighs. Draw the navel in. We're going to become a little roly-poly-oly. You're going to round the spine and rock forward and back. Yay, a few times. And then maybe up in a seated pose as we close today's practice. Stay up nice and tall. Thanks for hanging out a little longer. Okay. Eyes are closed. Let's just close out today's practice with a few breaths. Let's remind ourselves, like we said before, we are the thermostat, not the thermometer. We don't respond or react to other people's energies. We shift the energy. Keep that in your back pocket as we move throughout the week. Drawing the palms together. Feel free to rub or just hold them in prayer. Thank you so much for moving today, for putting yourself first, for creating space in your calendar, knowing that if more of us pause to do this, it would have massive impact on those around us. Hope to see you again next week. Namaste.